So my TED Talk today will be based on the question, how are plants used for medicine? I'll start off by saying that we've been using plants for medicine for a long, long time. In fact, archaeologists have found the leftovers of medicinal plants dated as far back as 60,000 years ago. Some of the plants they had used back then were the Egyptian Avera papyrus, opium poppies, ephedra, and cannabis. Some of these can and are used today, but we also use plants like chamomile, garlic, ginger, echinacea, mayflower, Indian pipe, and many more. I mean, it makes sense that plants would be used for medicine back then because what else would people have used? They would have had to rely on the organic materials around them, considering Alexander Fleming did not discover the first true antibiotic until 1928. Today, only about 40% of our medicine actually still comes from plant extracts or synthesized plant compounds. How are these plants harvested to be used as medicine? Well, for all plants, the harvesting is just a little bit different because they use different parts of each plant. In some cases, they will use only the flower of the plant and have no use for the rest of it, and in other cases, they'll have just the stem or just the bark. When people are harvesting plants, they have to be pretty careful if they want the plant to grow back afterwards. They have to take only like a few of the flowers here, or when harvesting bark, they have to just cut off some of the branches instead of using the whole stem. Harvesting usually happens when the plant is fully grown and it's either spring or fall. So when harvesting flowers, the new blossom is just pulled right off. Sometimes the petals will be removed, but otherwise the whole flower is just dehydrated and dried out. And with bark, the part they usually use is the in bark, like the inside. So they usually start with pulling off anything attached to the bark, like small twigs or leaves, and then the outer bark is shaved off so they can get to the inside. Now, when harvesting roots, the whole thing is just pulled like right out of the ground, and they make sure that every bit comes out at once, and then it is very thoroughly cleaned of dirt, and then the roots are fully dehydrated and or dried, or in some cases just left to be as they are. Sometimes I wonder why we use synthetic materials more often than we use natural products these days. I mean, why use a synthetic material at all, considering there's no way it could be as good as the natural stuff? I have read that around 8% of the people admitted into hospitals in the US are there because of some sort of side effect like bad headaches, hallucinations, or stomach problems from synthetic drugs. Reading this really made me think, like, obviously these synthetic drugs are not good. They are worse for us than natural drugs, so why on earth would we use them? Then I read some really bad things about natural drugs too. They can also have some really bad side effects, like allergic reactions, asthma, nausea, rashes, vomiting, headaches, and diarrhea. Or sometimes even worse things that can hurt you in the long run, like liver damage, kidney failures. And I have read that only herbal drugs are not enough. Synthetic materials are the reason that a lot of people are still alive today. Sometimes people are just so sick that just those simple organic materials wouldn't have cut it. Now, this doesn't mean that all natural plant-based things are bad for you or not strong enough. Like, think about essential oils. I use essential oils a lot actually, and I love them. They are all perfectly natural and pure. I use lavender all the time because it's calming and it smells really good. It's also really good for your skin. Tea tree oil is really good for your skin too, and great for any acne that you may have on your face. Then there's lemon, which you can put in your shampoo for healthier hair, or I put it in my water because it tastes good and it's very good for you. There's even some essential oils that are like geared toward helping you focus or cheer you up, which is a pretty great thing. Then there's coconut oil, which I use for everything. I put it on my popcorn, which I highly recommend. And it's used for lots of cooking things because it's so healthy. It's even in a lot of lotion, or you could just use it instead of lotion. That's how amazing it is. I even mix it in with other essential oils. Plants are used for such a variety of things, and medicine is only the start of it. I definitely think that medicine will continue to be made of plants because it has been working this far, which is good. And I think that the mix of synthetic and natural is really good too.